عم يمشي الخطوات بل تمشي ايوه.
He's coming. Need to be in the light. He can't see me in the light. My gun's out in the hall. Gotta get it back. Gotta move. Now.
سواد عليك شو كم من طلقة يا زلمة.
Vanished.
ذبحهم كلياتهم. أكلهم أكل. تغني عليها كوبي راي. أيوه. كنت شفت فيه يعني إشي كلام.
He didn't have a heart, but he still got up. The page predicted all of it.
ماله هذا؟
It helped me fight him.
He just disappeared? What the hell is going on here?
We need to figure that.
Saga was back at Cauldron Lake. Saga had to pursue Nightingale into the overlap. Finding a way in would be difficult. A ritual. Saga would learn how. Stop the monster.
Must be locked from the other side. There's no rational explanation to what we just saw.
I'd love to blame this on mass hallucination caused by inhaling volcanic gas, but we both know that's bullshit. This was supernatural.
Well, I'm glad you were the one to say it. Now we can figure out a way forward. The victim of a ritualistic murder turns into a monster. Is there a connection?
Looks to me like the cult of the tree is performing rituals to create monsters.
Maybe. We need to start with learning this cult's goal, their purpose. Right before things got crazy, Sheriff Breaker just vanished.
Maybe the sheriff knew more than he was letting on.
He seemed anxious, like he dreaded what was coming. One more mystery.
هذا هو. لا بس هو القدام. هيبني.
I can't get through this.
كان فاتح قبل شوي. كانت ضحية واحدة من عميلة الخاص الشخصي ريبورت. المهم اختفى هنا منذ ترجمة إنسان شلف الترجمة التي وجدت صفحة هذه الصفحة وبعد ذلك كانت هناك فيها الصفحة الأولى ليست الأخيرة. ما فهمتش أنا إشي. مرعبة الخطوة الأولى إلى أعماق العتبات السكنية. خسارة خلف قراءة الكلمات. هذه الكلمات
The victim was one of their own. FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale, gone missing here 13 years ago. Now he had suddenly turned up, only to be murdered in a brutal ritual on the very day of their arrival. And then there was the page. This page, the first page that they had found, not the last. The first step down into terrifying depths, secret truths trembling beyond the threshold. Reading the words, these words, felt like a message. Was a message. Someone knew they were here, what they were doing. Someone playing a game with them, leading them on. An invitation. How could they not accept? The sheer audacity of this impossible mystery presented to them, even if they knew it would end up hurting them.
كانت ساقة عائدة كان هناك أيضا كان مخلوقا كذلك كان مخلوقا من الظلام كان في مكان غريب المكان المظلم اندلج مع مكاننا هذا المكان والمكان المظلم قام بإلقاء ملاحظة على الأعلى غرق كل شيء أسفلها فيضان من الظلام يغرق في كل شيء صعب في الظلام ما بعرف اوكي الترجمة غلط اقول شو طيب عجبتني الأغنية طيب حضرته هذا
A dead man turned into a monster. Light as a way to fight him. Pages predicting the future. There's no rational explanation. This is the case we must solve. Right.
وفقا للصحافة يبدو أن نيتنجيل عاد إلى بحيرة جولدرون وهو مأخوذ يتدخل ماذا هذا الصفحات لا فقط في حالات
We're dealing with an organized group of killers, not a lone serial killer. I need to know more about the code of the tree if I'm going to shut them down. That's not right.
حلو. اكيد هم مش كتار يعني. والله العظيم حطيت اكثر من مرة هان. جريمة قتل تطابقت مع الضحايا الأخرين. هذا شكله ليس لدي تفسير لهذا، كيف يقومون بذلك مع الجحيم استخدم رمح للترتيب يا أخي. طيب شو هسه؟ إلى أين نذهب؟ مين هو الشريف؟
The page places Nightingale back at Cauldron Lake. Calls him a taken. We need to head over there, stop him, before anyone else gets hurt.
Okay.
We heard gunshots. Y'all okay?
Did you get spooked by the bodies?
Sheriff Breaker disappeared. Nightingale turned into some sort of a monster, and there are offices down. You two handle things here. We need to get back to Cauldron Lake immediately.
Fuck me. That's terrible. We'll do what we can, man.
يلا يا مو.
That's crazy, right, Thorne? Nightingale's heart was missing. How could he do anything? He's dead.
Yeah, right.
Can't open this with my bare hands.
Easy talk. Monsters aren't real, and what do you mean the sheriff disappeared?
ساحر.
They're a fine pair.
Good day.
The Bright Falls case? Whoever you can spare. ASAP. Think we'll actually find Nightingale at the lake?
The pages haven't been wrong yet.
We can't assume the person writing these pages isn't playing us.
I agree. But it's our best lead.
بسرعة شوي. 20 FPS يا زلمة.
Rinse and repeat. Clock out, get a beer.
I need to come clean, Anderson. I know why Nightingale was here 13 years ago. He was chasing a writer, Alan Wake.
Tammy mentioned him. She's writing a book on his disappearance.
You know the detective character from his books, Alex Casey.
Yeah, I've heard the jokes at the office. Cold Case Casey. Murder case, Casey. Sorry.
Haha. It's the same name, similar job. It's the first thing anyone thinks of. It annoyed me, but that was it. Then, 10 years ago, I started getting strange letters in the mail. Fragments of prose describing murders.
اختفت حبيبته
You've heard the stories about what
مرته
happened in New
اختفى هو
York. Some of it,
بعديها.
at least. Bodies started to pile up. It was a murder cult. Turns out the fragments sent to me were from the crime books of Alan Wake. The cult was copycatting the murders from the books. In their heads, they were performing a ritual to bring Wake back. Their imagined prophet. After that case, I started looking into Wake's disappearance on the side.
And you thought this case might be connected to him? His name does keep popping up.
I just wanted you to have all the facts.
Next time, give them to me before we find ourselves in the middle of a horror story.
نفس المكان.
The page says nightingales in something called an overlap. Need
هسه
to
من
figure
هام
out
بلش الرعب.
exactly what that means.
I'm happy I'm not in charge of this mess.
Thanks. Let's start looking for Nightingale where he was killed.
بلش الرعب.
Casey, you go. The writer of these pages knows what will happen.
من هنا أنا حافظ المنطقة يعني ترى ماشي على العميان.
Impossible things are
حافظ
happening
المنطقة
here.
من
A world
الساعة
operating on
الأولى.
different rules.
أنا لعبت الجزء الأول.
I need to understand this strange logic. To see the clues. To solve the case.
الجزء الثاني حلو كثير بس بده متطلبات خيالية.
A lot of things about this case keep bothering me. But one
يعني
thing
ممكن يكون
feels
عندك
really
معالج
off.
عالي ورمات
Breaker's
عالية.
disappearance.
تمام. بكونش
I don't
عندك
get the
كرت
feeling
عالي.
Nightingale was
كرتش
responsible.
يكون ممكن ضعيف.
He was about to give you more of those pages.
يعني 1060 1660 1650 اللعبة ما بتشتغل.
Was protecting him from Nightingale? Spontaneous combustion? I don't know. Not the kind of disappearance we normally solve.
هذا كشك. كشك التليفون ها. تخيلت هسه بلش الجد يا خيي. طب وين وش معي هو انا تركت ننزل لحالي والله. شو الهدف طيب؟ انا مش عارف ننطلع بالضبط. كيف اتبعثروا؟ كحل اسود. حلو. هاي مناطق حلو تسكن فيها زي هيك. المشكلة طلع الرعب كيف يا زلمة.
I need to figure out where Nightingale went.
وأنا بدور نفسي سنة زيك. نعم.
I can feel something. A presence. Nightingale isn't far.
عروض. دقيقة بس مرقنا من هذا احنا غرقت مي.
What is that? These aren't the same tracks that were here before. They're headed into the tree, not out of it. My flashlight burned the dark stuff away.
The fuse was in place. Saga stepped into the witch's hut. Inside, a bright light. There were objects that stood out to Saga, as if the light had manifested them.
The witch's hut. Okay. I trust the pages to lead me to the overlap.
كنت في من أنا. كنت في كوخ أنا. موقف شجرة. ما هو الهدف؟ تعليم، تحذير، إفراط الاختيار، استحقاق الأراضي كأنه شيء من المرأة.
The cult of the tree is behind these murders. This case just became much more complicated. I'll need to start a new file. But it's my first cult case. Exciting. These stashes could contain clues about the cult. Better keep an eye out for more. Finding a Casey movie lunchbox out here can't be a coincidence. Another message.
طب شو رأيك نرتبه مرة واحدة؟ أحسن؟ أنا أقول أحسن. قرأتين هذول.
I know Nightingale is somewhere around Cauldron Lake.
The tree was a threshold. This place and the dark place. You're in over your head. Next stop, Caldera Street Station.
The threshold, like a doorway, leading to Nightingale. It's somehow connected to a tree. Witch's ladle? This is the witch's hut. page described the hut being lit and mentioned a fuse. The fuse box is missing a fuse. I need to find one to turn on the lights. This fuse is busted. This one looks good. People should really stop littering, though. There's another lunchbox. Another page. Making progress.
The image of the witch in the sign. Saga addressed the witch. The smudged line on the heart. The second part recited from memory. I brought you the heart, witch. Show me the terror. Saga pushed the heart through the hole in the sign.
I already took care of all this. The page from the witch's hut seems to be describing some kind of ritual. Nightingale's heart disappeared from the morgue. Where is it now? To get into the overlap, I need to find Nightingale's heart. Read the line imprinted on it, plus the line on the page to the witch's ladle sign. Then push the heart through the hole in the sign. I need Nightingale's heart to get to the overlap. Where is it?
The cultist wasn't close. He was there, but he was risen. Nightingale was there. The opposite of sunspots. Who said that?
That's not it. I don't have what I need to find Nightingale's heart. There must be more. Nightingale's heart. Where is it?
For a while, they played cards in the general store. The witch had stolen his heart. Get out of my house.
Nightingale's heart is at the general store, in a fridge.